Welcome to the third and final battle that I had with Gio in the Terminator Tournament. People reacted due to him switching to the Ireland, so we redid the match. I am Lusitani and he is the Kimbri. The only real difference between this army and what I had before is that I have a shock cavalry unit. Lesson learned that my javelin cavalry was too far on the wings and did not support in the center. Now I have something to counter the enemy rear charges, and I have some more veteran spears, a generalist spear unit as well, and I have those veteran spearmen and only 2 swordsmen now. So I have a bit more staying power with the cavalry and tougher spears now. So they won't be. Both of us seems to have learned from the guerrilla deployment. We don't want that chaos anymore. So we deployed a bit away from each other. And I have like my veteran spears in front for precursor fodder. They can hurl their precursor and then take the enemies. My axemen are not as damaged. The axemen will go in first, swords will follow, and then everything else with the javelins close by for support. And then the bear warriors will go for a breakthrough wherever it can. And my javelins are on both wings to spot his units if there's something hidden and to harass the enemy. That's his army, or my army, and I will now skip ahead until we see his troops. So here is his army. Yes, some Kimri axemen. These guys are low tier axemen. But and then here has his heavier axemen over here. So he will definitely smash through my center. And here he has his elite infantry. And his cavalry is way back. So a lot less spears than the first battle. He has some naked spear. They also have spears, so he has gear all round. With the tundras over here, some more naked spears over here. They can demoralize my men. So now I'm trying to just harass him on the wings. I'm trying to set up, but he's much wider than anticipated, and since I only got a couple of infantry units and my bear warriors, I have to be more careful. But I wasn't as careful this time as I'm usually. Generally I want to be synchronized when I attack, but I wasn't as synchronized this time. I don't know if it was because I had he has more numbers than me, and that's why I didn't think it, or it was I wasn't grouped. Like I did not use a group unit order this time. But my javelineers are going behind my spears a bit, so I can have something. But right now I'm just aiming to hurl my precursor to damage his lighter axemen somewhat.
Run! Curse you! Move it!
His cavalry is here. He must have everything grouped, I think. So I'm starting to hurl a little, and it does cost a little small casualties. Nothing substantial. I want him to hurl at my spears. The retaliation, so that my axemen are a bit undamaged. But you can see he has his low tier here. His better troops are in the center. Or, yeah, they can. These guys will match my. They will beat my northern axemen. They have more armor. Now I need to hurl precursors at the cavalry, and I do. So I managed to cause some casualties among his cavalry. But other than that, I just hurl, and I did still start hurling at these champions and tundras. They're very hard to kill with 35 armor. So I'm just unleashing wave after wave of axemen. You see he has his lower tier first, he's heavier behind, so his plan is just crash into me, smash my center, and then have everything else on the flanks. Seems like that. He's moving up now with his cavalry. I need to get my spears in front of the javelin men first. Like he's switching between the lower tier so that I charge in whilst his and my Lusitani heavy infantry are suffering because I attacked with them first, and I was supposed to attack with the northern axemen, so I do lose a couple of swords for nothing. It charges this one, his retreats this and charges in the flank with the better axemen. So it doesn't seem like my men are very coordinated. I do get a couple of charges in with my throws in with my javelin, but this axeman unit is very isolated. This as well. I need to start sending up more troops. These guys are just... I don't know if I tried to run them back. I think I did. That causes a waver on these troops. But I do get a couple of throws here, but I need to send up more men. These guys are also demoralized because they're totally isolated here. So he gets a superiority in numbers over here. So I'm just hurling and running away. And now I'm sending in everything. Trying to damage his cavalry. I do have caused some casualties to his cavalry. Trying to preserve my melee cavalry so that I have something to stop him. Because if I beat his cavalry, since he has no spears almost, he is far more vulnerable to cavalry now than he has been previously. So I'm charging in, there's like big blobs here. I have to contain this. He has not committed to his better troops yet. But he's a great flanking opportunity for him. I must stop that with my general. And he still has troops on this side to stop me. That's why I'm diverting my bear warriors. He's also diverting. He definitely has this one if he just charges in. Or I have to like recommit one of these troops over here to fight something over here. One of his lower Kimbries are wavering. Now he gets a flank rear charge. I think I turn. Yeah, I do turn one unit. I'm hurling at this general. Hoping for a lucky kill. He is chasing my javelineers. He does catch a few of them. But I keep moving and hoping that they won't waver. So I was lucky. Yeah, but my men are regrouping, but I have to keep moving. Keep moving, men, don't run. I'm trying to go back to the safety of my heavier cavalry. His cavalry charge here in the flank, and that gives me... first I'm hurling javelins at this cavalry to weaken it up. Then I try to attack this javelineer, but I do attack the cavalry here. Kill it. That also causes these javelineers to stop hurling. So I've caused one rout here. Some of his lower tier and one of his medium axemen are wavering. So it does seem to be a bit even now in terms of the infantry. A lot of troops are wavering. This is great for me. My javelineers are keep hurling at this cavalry. My cavalry is going head on, and then my javelin cavalry is coming in from behind. Other than that, my javelin cavalry on this side is attacking his lower tier axemen, trying to cause a break. And I also have a bear warrior over here. Seems to like this cavalry unit also got very depleted. Now I have won against his cavalry. And now my priority is to chase down the wavering units and cause morale shocks, but he still has his warriors of Tundras. They are definitely hurting the morale of my men. But I will try to wrap around here and kill his general. cast that heavy axeman to rout. And these naked warriors are just chasing me, but yeah, I did not really know what to do yet with this cavalry. I know I have to go for this lighter javelinier. They have not hurled their javelins, it seems. Then I'm going to go for chasing down some of the enemy routing units. If I break his axeman, that's good for me. But he still has his elite axeman.
Hack them down! Riders, advance! Quickly now! Take their heads! Charge!
The veteran spearmen are good enough for tying down the enemy.
Yes!
Decided to go for the Kimbri heavy axeman. Good charge here.
Follow me!
At least one less berserker.
Make them bleed! Take their heads!
Another of those champions are wavering here.
Warriors! withdraw!
My axemen here are breaking. One of my bear warriors is taking heavy damage.
Yeah! Riders, advance! Gotcha!
And I'm trying to retreat my cavalry so that they are not tie down
Understood!
too much. But this cavalry is very tired and starting to demoralize.
All right! Charge!
Trying to get one charge in here because he's still even though I have the advantage right now, it's not certain that I will have it in the future. This did a lot of damage to these axe units, but some of my men are still wavering. They'll have a lot of troops returning, and just continuously charge this unit. May not be in the best, but this is a shock unit, so it's better at charging. It's blocking my the attacks on these champions with his naked spears, but I still have javelins in, so I can still do damage to him.
Make them bleed! Gotcha!
So I managed to break this champion of Tundras. These guys are not hesitant, there are only 68 men left.
Got them down! Make them charge!
They have good morale when they're eager, but they have no armor, so these guys have no protection and they shatter. Now this champion wavered also and routed. Now he only has his general and they're exhausted and they're totally isolated now by a swarm of Lusitani. Some of his troops are coming back, but it's the one of the lower tier and two of the heavier axemen. Still has his precursors here, but better that's on the cavalry than on my infantry. Got one charge off.
Riders, forwards! Aye! Make them bleed! Yeah! Put them...
Here his general is shattered. Now I'm hunting him down. All his men are red. They've taken heavy losses.
Withdraw!
And my cavalry comes here from the flank. That causes the army losses.
All right!
And good game to Gio.